Good day, everyone. We are the Group 1 Caspians, and we are about to present to you our infographic entitled Do Not Wait Before It All Sinks In. Every one of the natural phenomena through which vital components of living matter are cycled is referred to as biogeochemical cycle. The word biogeochemical is abbreviation for considering the ecological, geophysical, and inorganic components of every cycle. Elements in biogeochemical cycles travel in many forms from non-living biospheres elements to living biospheres elements and back. All of the chemical ingredients make up live cells must always be regenerated continually in order for the living aspects of a large ecosystem to thrive. Every biogeochemical cycle has a nutrient pool, which is substantial, gradual, mainly abiotic element, and an exchange cycling pool, which is a smaller but much more dynamic components solved with a quick interchange of biotic and abiotic facets of an environment.
Water is necessary for life to exist on this planet. Water binds the key components of the Earth's climate system, which is air, clouds, the ocean, lakes, plants, snowfall, and glaciers, through its three stages, which is solid, liquid, and gas. The water cycle depicts the continual flow of water on Earth and even in the atmosphere. It's a complicated system with many separate processes. Water vapor evaporates from liquid water, condenses into clouds, and precipitates back down to Earth as rain and snow. Transportation is the process by which water in various phases flows through the atmosphere. Liquid water moves over terrain, infiltrates the Earth through infiltration and percolation, and is absorbed into the atmosphere through transpiration by plants. Sublimation allows solid ice and snow to transform into gas. Whenever water vapor condenses and solidifies as a result of deposition, the reverse could happen.
According to USGS, anthropogenic is referred to as environmental change caused or influenced by people either directly or indirectly. So basically, anthropogenic is caused by the effects of human activities and global warming, which can result in different changes in the environment. Anthropogenic activities, groundwater extraction, underground mining, vegetation destruction, chemical spills, and infrastructure are just a few examples. Anthropogenic changes have an impact on a variety of living things or organisms, both biotic and abiotic.
One of the many impacts of anthropogenic activities is global warming. By definition, global warming results from increasing atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations caused primarily by the combustion of fossil energy sources such as petroleum, coal, and natural gas, and to an unknown extent by the destruction of forests, increased methane, volcanic activity, and cement production. The Le Chatelier principle allows one to choose observational data that does not contradict the apparent stability of the atmosphere-ocean biota system. This approach was developed to assess variations in the carbon cycle without using ocean and land biota models based on available empirical data.
An invasive species is a species not originally from a particular ecosystem. These animals move into an ecosystem and cause economic or environmental harm or harm to human health. For example, invasive species such as zebra mussels and brown tree snakes shut down electrical utilities and cause power outage. Invading sea lampreys cause the collapse of lake trout and other Great Lakes fisheries. Invasive species introduced into the United States from around the globe affect plant and animal communities on our farms, ranches, and coasts, and in our parks, waters, forests, and backyards. Invasive species are often unintended hitchhikers on cargo ships and other vehicles. Still, more species are deliberately introduced as pets, ornamental plants, crops, foods, for recreation or pest control purposes. Invasive species are estimated to do billions of dollars of damage in the United States each year. An invasive species is a species not originally from a particular ecosystem. These animals move into an ecosystem and cause economic or environmental harm or harm to human health. For example, invasive species such as zebra mussels and brown tree snakes shut down electrical utilities and cause power outage. Invading sea lampreys caused the collapse of lake trout and other Great Lakes fisheries. Invasive species
In 1999, President Clinton recognized that invasive species are a serious threat when he signed an executive order creating a committee to address the threat. Several federal laws help the government to work to stop the spread of invasive species. Many states have laws that also address invasive species. Some of the laws may allow people to kill invasive animals. Invasive species are a concern to the economy and native ecosystems. But methods used to get rid of invasive species raise animal welfare concerns. No current methods in controlling and killing invasive animals are entirely successful, and many cause stress, trauma, and suffering for the animals involved. Balancing the need to manage invasive species and the welfare of individual animals can be difficult. In 1999, President Clinton recognized that invasive species are a serious threat when he signed an executive order creating a committee to address the threat. Several federal laws help the government to work to stop the spread of invasive species. Many states have laws that also address invasive species. Some of the laws may allow people to kill invasive animals. Invasive species are a concern to the economy and native ecosystems. But methods used to get rid of invasive species raise animal welfare concerns. No current methods in controlling and killing invasive animals are entirely successful, and many cause stress, trauma, and suffering for the animals involved. Balancing the need to manage invasive species and the welfare of
Epigenetics and the water cycle. What is epigenetics? Epigenetics is typically defined as the study of heritable changes in gene expression that are not due to changes in DNA sequence. Diverse biological properties can be affected by epigenetic mechanisms. For example, the morphology of flowers, eye color in fruit flies. Me and my groupmate Peter is going to discuss all about epigenetics. On the water cycle. As climate change continues, most may be aware of the major changes that comes with it. It leads to extreme heat and more often drought in most agricultural places in the world. Successive drought events have been shown to trigger permanent changes in plant responses in the sense that previous stress events can prepare the plant overcome subsequent adverse conditions, thus characterizing a plant memory to these disturbances.
We all know that water cycle is essential to all living and non-living organisms. It gives us water, one of our needs to sustain our lives, so that when a sudden change occurs in a water environment, many organisms can be affected. An example of that is what we call water pollution. One of the most dangerous things that can lead into this pollution is dynamite fishing. It produces chemicals that can intoxicate the water and marine animals within the area. Even humans who use contaminated water or intoxicated fish can receive serious diseases that can be transmitted from one into another, leading to death. Water is very vital to us. It gives us strength and energy every day. But if something terrible affects our water environment,
it will also lead to bad epigenetic change. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching, and that concludes our infographic. Always remember that be a part of the solution and not a part of the destruction. Have a good day everyone, and always keep safe.